legal. Alright, HC legal, because that brings me back to what I actually wanted to cover for my next installment of HC legal, which is, what do defense attorneys do? What is their job? Because it's not what you think it is, right? Their job is not to make sure that guilty people don't go to prison. Like, their job is not to win, their job is to make sure the government does their job. How did this all come up? And why, how does that relate to Karen Reed and How's Long to Die in the Cold? Okay, follow me here. We all remember Alan Jackson, yeah? Spicy little lead defense attorney there. I don't think he's little. I think Emily says he's tall. She worked with him. I don't know. I've never met the man. He's a spicy, dramatic little dude. Okay? So, when Rob Reiner and his wife were murdered, theoretically, allegedly by their son, Alan Jackson was retained pretty much immediately. And good lord, people on the internet are mad. They are so mad. Because, oh my god, how dare he? Such a brutal crime. Are you aware of who else he's defended, folks? And I ain't mad at him about that. I side-eye it slightly, but I know better. Right? Let me clear this area, and then I'm going to pop those eggs. So, he's, who I'm speaking of is he's also defended Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey. Like I said, I side-eye slightly. Not because those people are irredeemably evil or anything, but just because that kind of hits you in the feels, right? Everybody has different things that hit them in the feels. Right, but the court system in the United States, the justice system, is inherently adversarial. That is how it works. The two sides are butting heads. Therefore, one has the right to a defense attorney, and we should want that. Because we want the government held to account and make sure they're proving their case. It's incredibly important. So, I mean, like, the system just doesn't work if you don't have defense attorneys. People are not educated enough to defend themselves most of the time. You really do not want the prosecution with the power of the government behind them just saying, trust me, bro. You don't want that. You want somebody like Alan Jackson to defend. Right? It's important to make sure that the government is doing their job. So no, I don't want to hear about, oh my god, how could he defend someone who murdered their parents? Well, first of all, you don't know. It does seem likely. But you don't know, because the government hasn't proven it yet. And so you want to make sure that they are following all the rules and laws of proving that correctly, because you're taking away somebody's liberty and potentially their life. In the state of California, probably not. The death penalty exists, but is not carried out. Thank goodness. So, that's what you want a defense attorney for, to make the government do their job. And that way we know that the people who are in prison did the things they were arrested for. We want the right people to go to prison. Not just anybody who looks vaguely sus. That is not how it's supposed to work. And so, anyway, AJ has since withdrawn from that case. Best as anybody can tell, it's because there's no money. Nick Reiner doesn't have the money to hire him in the first place. We're talking millions of dollars in costs. Not just for attorney's fees, but for experts and what have you. So, he has since withdrawn. But, and people going, oh, well, he got a conscience. No, that's not what that's about. Thank you. It's about there ain't no money. That's quite the opposite. That there ain't no money. But also, Where was I going with this? I was going somewhere with this. Brain's fried from being sick. But, so, oh, that was it. He had a dramatic little AJ moment outside of court, and so I am looking forward seems like a terrible way to say it. As we were saying earlier, we don't want to say hype because we're talking about murder. It's terrible. But oh lord, I lost it again in trying to kill this mob. Oh, his dramatic little moment. He says, by the laws of this state, Nick Reiner is not guilty of murder. So it does sound like this language is really outdated, but it is the language of the statute, so we're going to use it. NGI, not guilty by reason of insanity. Dude has, and I think that's well known, mental health and substance abuse problems, or had, or probably still has, honestly. Let's be real. You don't get caught up in this kind of investigation, at least, if not. So, but that's not something that you state up front. That you have to get to guilty first, so they have to convict first, and that'll be part of the penalty phase, is that he is not criminally responsible because of mental health issues or what have you. It's a very, very high bar. Odds of it working, I don't know. But it's a very, very high bar, and really all it determines is where he would serve his sentence. And so, I said, looking forward to is a bad way of saying it, but yeah, I'm interested to read or watch how this all plays out. It's LA, so it's probably not a watch thing. They don't usually have cameras in court there. So anyway, that has been Jordy's soapbox of the evening.